There's a lot of videos I want to make, but production quality is always going to vary because I'm very bad at videos. But the one thing that I'm never going to be bad at, I hope, is going to be covering some gear that I'm going to need on my journey through sound engineering. So, before you is going to be the SE Electronics stereo pair of SE 4400As. Now, there's something about these that are very important. There's two of them. It's a stereo pair. So, being able to do stereo techniques from mid-side to blumline and all of those little things are going to be very huge. So, I've been doing a lot of recordings at university, and there's a lot of cool techniques I've been able to do with the pair of which these are typically, okay, these microphones are typically compared to the most. I'm just going to flip horizontal. There we go. Okay. It's the AKG C414s is what these are typically compared to. Now, I worked with the, there's like a discontinued version of those. It's like BULS or something like that. I might be getting the code wrong, but they're a nice vintage pair of AKGs. I was able to work with them, and they were a fun pair of microphones. There's an interface review which is going to be coming up soon, but it's going to be done in the office, at the club office. So, first off, I ordered these just because I really wanted a stereo pair of AKGs, but I can't afford it. So this is the next best thing. These are very cheap. If you live in the States, these are only $899 from some retailers on eBay. For me, living in Canada, that's roughly $1,000. So $1,000, 500 each microphone. But the beauty of this is that it comes with a hard case, it comes with a stereo bar, and the two large diaphragm multi-pattern microphones. So there's a frequency response for these, which you can find online, and a bunch of other cool stuff, and information and all that. But so far, so good. We have the we have the case. That's great. And I expected nothing less, honestly. A full bulk of the weight is gonna just be this. it's just gonna be this. So let's open it up. Let's see what's inside. Nice. So there's a little warranty card here. Thank you for purchasing an SE product. You're automatically entitled to a 2-year warranty, but can extend this to a full 3 years with registration. So that is spectacular. Comes with a sticker. Another sticker. Literally stuff I can care less about. These. Now, there's two of everything except for the stereo bar. And I'm very happy about this. So this right here is the this is the very well thought out, I believe, okay? That's just my opinion, but this is a very well thought out shock mount for the SE 4400s. Now, there's also a adapter here, the 5/8 inch screw-on adapter, which is beautiful. I don't think I have enough strength in me to actually unscrew that, because we are actually going to have to get the quick release on this so that we can actually test it, because we are going to be testing the microphones. So we have two of those, and we get a spare of the elastics, which is, oh my god, you know, I don't want to go and buy these. I wonder how hard it is to get something so simple. So it's beautiful that SE provides that. I don't even know what will happen if I reach out to them and be like, yo, can I get like spare elastics like for free? You know, I don't think they're gonna go out of their way to do that for a customer. I think, right? Because that is the most tedious thing, is to do something as stupid as that. Who knows? Maybe they'll surprise me. The stereo bar. And wow, is that actually fantastic? Because this thing, okay, it's not bent. That's good. That's one of the things I was kind of worried about, being just one big hunk of metal. But it's a very nice hunk of metal. It actually doesn't feel like it bends very easily. And then we have the these knobs here. This is going to be where we screw on the shock mounts. And you can put any kind of microphone, of course, on this, but we have the two. We have the ability to adjust how far apart these are. This is roughly 28 millimeters. Millimeters? I can't do math right now. 28 centimeters, I would say, roughly in length. A ruler being 30. Yeah, approximately 28 to 30. And then we also have an adapter. Like, I actually honestly wanted a bunch of those, and I'm happy that it came with a bunch of them. One of the mics. And what's so cool is that there is a moisture pack in here. So that's cool. Living in Canada, the reason why I was so concerned about buying expensive electronics is that I do not want these things to acquire moisture. These sadly do not come with, they don't come with any, what's that called? Like, they don't come with any pop filters or with windscreens. So it's a very interesting, it's a very interesting journey to try to take care of these large diaphragm condensers, because moisture, as soon as they get into your multi-pattern microphones, you're basically screwed. So this is going to be a very weird journey for me, because I have to take care of two of them. Let's open one. So far so good. I feel very confident with this. So this is, wow, that is just beautiful to hold. I'm gonna say that with confidence, this thing feels fantastic. I would not actually lose any I would not lose any faith in the build quality already. There's some give on the grill, just a little bit. There is, I think, only one way to tell which one's the front and the back, and that's strictly due to where the logo and the switches are. I don't think I'm going to be able to zoom in on this. Should have really thought that out. Very sorry. But on the left over here, we have a 10 and a 20 decibel pad, which is beautiful. We have a low cut filter. And I believe that in the manual that you can get online, they actually are like the same settings, I think, for most of their multi-pattern microphones, or microphones with these options. Because I was searching out for the manual beforehand, and it was like a very generic one. So I feel like if I read that, it's just going to tell me all the info I need. And then also, most of the time, the specs and stuff is on the website anyways. And we have these multi-patterns here. We have the Omni Directional. We have a what's it called? We have a cardioid, a hypercardioid, and then also a figure 8 pattern, or the bipolar pattern over there. So that's very, very cool that we have the ability to select that. And the way that they do it is very interesting. So we can select the omnidirectional. This is a 3-way switch over here. So to the left, it's now going to be in the omnidirectional mode. All the way to the right for the third switch, it's going to be in the bidirectional mode. And then in the middle, that's when we're going to be able to choose these two over here, whether or not we want the cardioid or the hypercardioid as our option. Beautiful, beautiful. These things I'm going to keep because, believe it or not, I kind of want to make sure I have some kind of means to prevent these from getting moist and getting wet. Now, I noticed that on the inside of the grill, there's actually some lining in there. I don't know if that's foam or if it's like a double layer for the grill, but there is actually another piece of there's another layer inside there. I don't think my camera is going to be able to focus. I'm so sorry. But yeah, so that's kind of cool. It's not just one layer grill. Again, there is a little bit of that give, which is actually very atypical of atypical. It's very typical of these kinds of microphones. From what I've seen on reviews and even from what I've felt, even the C414s have to be dealt with caution and care. So these are super tiny. I have very large hands. Here's a Logitech G703. Typically, you'll find these, Best Buy staples, and it might be on, what's it called, on display. But I believe that my hand is roughly 17 centimeters. So all the components here are actually relatively small. Now I have to get my keys because I need to loosen this. I don't actually have a tool that is stronger than my nails right now to unscrew that. But we put these microphones in the shock mount, and there is something I want to point out. So there's a little bit of a tampered, what's it called? There's a little part here that comes out, and that allows us to click in into the shock mount, which is very similar to the C414s in terms of their mounting process. So we loosen this up. Now this is nice, and we can move this in whatever direction we want. And we put this in. Oh, we're gonna just keep loosening. Just want to take really good care of these. Oh, that's great, fantastic. Yes, I love it when oh my gosh, when the actual adjustment screw breaks. Yes. Okay, so now shove that in there. Boom. And then we're just gonna kind of make it relatively straight for now, and we're just gonna tighten that. Oh my god, I'm just dying right now. I don't want these to break. I just got these, and the last thing I want is to drop it. That's honestly how I've been feeling with all the equipment that I've been picking up. The audio interface that I want to review is not very, it's very much so not a common interface. And the few other things I want to review on the channel, it's going to start deviating away from, it's going to be deviating away from headphones specifically. So it's going to be a very interesting shift for the channel. And then for this year, I've been really considering what my friend has told me, maybe making, documenting what it is that I've been doing, or making vlogs or something. Because what's fantastic is what I do is not affected by COVID, but it is definitely, what's it called? The things that we're held away from in doing sound, or those who want to pursue sound engineering and whatnot. I think where the issue lies is how do we source good sound? So if we want to record a violin, we can't play violin. It's we're going to be reliant on a plugin in order for us to do that. But if you're working in person and you have a peer that plays the instrument, you're basically set. So there it is. Very, very simple. It seems that there is another adjustment tab over here for us to loosen, so we can adjust the microphone and pivot it. So we have 2 points of being able to pivot the microphone. One over here, the actual microphone itself, and then we also have one over here for the full shock mount. So that's very, very fantastic. And then this whole component here just suspends in the air, and it prevents it from moving around. So the elastics, definitely right off the bat, I can tell are not they're not really that tense, and I think it's just to help with the movement of the microphone, since this is going to be used in context. It's going to be used for doing stereo recordings when you buy, like a pair of them. So I have a lot of faith that when I suspend this and I move it around like that, I don't think that these are gonna fall out. They do move, okay? Like, I will not lie, these are moving. They are they are moving, but it's not to the point where I'm very scared about that affecting what can happen. So yeah, I'm not too worried. Let's actually just tighten that a little bit. There we go. Yeah, that's very, very much so a fear I'm gonna have about this, because as soon as you start to do stereo techniques, you kind of fall into that trap of like, you need two of each mic in order for you to do specific things. It's just so annoying. So it's kind of cool that SE Electronics has a pair like this for sale. So let's put this in, okay? We're taking so long. I'm so sorry. I'm just like frazzled right now. So we're just gonna get my keys, and I'm just gonna take out the adapter, and I'm gonna put that on the Rode PSA 1. So let me just quickly get my keys. All right, let's take that out, shall we? It's the most scuffed way to do it. Typically, the size for this should be perfect. There we go. Yeah, there. So I haven't been able to mount another microphone on this stand that is actually a condenser. Like, I think since the NT1A, and a little bit of usage of um, the NW700. Those were like the only condensers I've ever really used. So it's kind of fantastic to have this opportunity to use another microphone that is not, $20, $300. These are proper microphones. And of course, the definition of what a proper microphone is kind of scuffed right now, since there's actually a lot of good microphones out there at multiple price points. But I guess it's a microphone that I needed in the at the studio. Something multi-patterned, large diaphragm, two of them to be able to do stereo techniques. That's really honestly all I've kind of wanted since Christmas. So I'm just gonna quickly get a pop filter because I don't want to spit into the diaphragms. So I'm gonna be also right back. Okay, so we have everything we need, and you're not gonna hear me, and I'm gonna switch cameras. funky. Yeah. Oh. Funky. Let's okay. Let's just not die right here. Funky. Wow, we actually kind of forget that we don't need a lot of, you know, we don't need a lot of gain for these things. Oh. Okay. Yeah. 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 And then we boost after. Okay, there it is. Now, I I don't think that that's a proper representation of this mic yet. I just plugged it in for the first time. I have to take out the Phantom power. What's it called? Phantom Power Fed inline preamp. So this is the Fed head from Triton Audio. Now you can buy one of these that actually pass through the Phantom power, but the thing is, this is meant for a dynamic microphone. So because I never really thought I'd buy a condenser, we're just gonna have to just stick that on to 5B for now. We'll leave it on this. So there it is. This is the SE Electronics. What's it called? My God. I just want to make sure that we are kind of peaking. So let's set the gain up a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Ooh. So I just want to turn down the gain so that we do get some compression, but not too much. Ooh. Yeah, baby. Woo. Okay. Yeah. I guess that works. So I didn't set up the compressor yet on our voice channel. We can probably just bypass this, but we have a gate and expander as well. So I think if I turn off if I turn off the compressor, it's most likely going to turn off the gate functionality. So I don't want to do that. But yeah, just first plug it in. What is the thing I noticed the most out of the sound? Right away, it is a very nice sounding, like in terms of proximity, even at a distance. Because now, thanks phone, with a fist away from the microphone, which is where the actual pop filter is, there's also a fist away that I can do out here. And what's so fantastic, oh my God, it's just the low noise. So condensers are the most capable of obtaining very low signal to noise ratios. So low or high? I think we want high, right? My brain at 8:55 a.m. So all I know is this, okay? In layman's terms, the signal is going to be a lot louder than the noise. I might have got it wrong. Please put in the comments, okay? But anyways, SE4400As. What's so fantastic? Great. What's so fantastic is that we have the multiple polar patterns. So we are currently using the cardioid pattern right now. So you won't be able to hear me at specific angles of the microphone. So how about we try that? So, oh my God, we're right here on the microphone. It's such an intimate mic. I think like even at a distance, like the proximity effect that happens when you come close, you can hear all my mouth noises. That's pretty fucking disgusting. So let's move to the right here. Lots of the dead. Okay, a little bit more dead over here. Yeah. And if we were to move completely behind the microphone, it should be almost phasing. Now, hypercardioid. I don't know if I'm actually safe to switch this when the phantom power is on. So I'm going to turn off the phantom power right now. Okay. I'm going to die at some point. You're not going to hear me. It'll feed it. There we go. So, yeah. Phantom power. A. Okay, so we're now going to talk here. So if you notice, when it starts to become dead, it's even more dead here, but then right underneath or right behind it, it's actually a little bit more clear. Because there's a little lobe of sensitivity now right behind the diaphragm. So that is the hypercardioid pattern. Now we have the figure 8 and the omnidirectional. So yeah, there's like literally nothing here. Like it's so much fun. So let's switch patterns again. We're gonna go to the omnidirectional, in which case we should be able to hear everything all around the microphone very evenly. What I know is that on the graphs, if you find the graphs for the mic, they will be a little bit EQ'd. I believe that some either are boosted or some are cut a little bit in the top end. So keep that in mind. Let's turn off the phantom power again. I'm going to die out at some point. You're not going to hear me. It should be like very soon. Oh, you wanna? You wanna? Yeah. Nice. Okay, so when I'm moving my fingers, or keys, it's nice and even around the microphone, and it's like I'm not really my mouth is not going to be always even, and also we do have this piece of metal around the microphone that will diffuse the sound. But in an omnidirectional pattern, what's nice is the ability to get that space, and you can notice that as soon as I'm like speaking like this, you are getting those reflections right around the microphone, right behind it. There's that sense of reverberation. Woo! Right? A sense of space right away from an omnidirectional pattern. This is what typically what most Yetis might have when you have like the multi-pattern switches and stuff. You're most likely going to have this an omnidirectional, and the reason why it sounds so bad and reflective is because of that. So that's the pattern you want to avoid unless you're using it specifically because of that sense of space. So it's kind of cool. We have that access. We have access to that now. So we're going to switch over one more time. Let's turn off the phantom power again. So now it's going to be the figure 8 pattern, which means we should be able to talk behind the microphone and in front of it. But on the sides, it should be kind of dead. So let's turn off the phantom power. I'm going to disappear at some point. I think I'm going to... ramp up, and then the phantom power is going to come back, and then it's going to be okay, cool. So should have done this earlier, but I just don't want to touch the mic. But as you can see right here, there's information, and then right on the sides, there's absolutely nothing. Right on the side, absolutely nothing. But then right in the middle here, this little lobe of a focus, right here. And now, if we were to rotate the microphone, it's kind of hard to do it. Yeah, I'm so scared, dude. Dude, this is just not fun. It's not fun handling these, dude. I think it's just because I'm like trying to be very, very cautious here. But yeah, no, I just quick release it is. Right over here. So as you can see, I'm talking behind the microphone and I'm talking in front of the microphone. There's a lot of body here, and there isn't really a lot here. Oh, actually, no, there is. So there's some body coming in from the proximity effect, and then there's some body coming in from the proximity effect. I feel like there is a difference between the A and the B side. That's what I'll label it, or the front and the back. So there must be a difference. Definitely the front sounds it's so full from a fist away, and then from the rear here, it still sounds that way, but definitely you'll have to like phase it. So let's invert that there. See, like that's a lot more boom boom. Like that's really nice. So this is the back side of the microphone, and then this is the front side of the microphone, and this is the front side of the microphone uninverted, and here's the back side of the microphone when it's like not inverted. So if the microphone starts to sound as if it's not present, like in the middle of your head, it's most likely an inversion issue. That's something that I ran into with the 5B, because what happened was I never noticed it, but the 5B actually might require inversion. If not, the way that I'm hearing the mix down through the Moto M4 is also kind of wrong. So I have to kind of fix a few of those issues. Boom, 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 boom. Like it should sound very full, and something that I have to really fix with my ears, because sometimes I don't know if it's phased or not. But definitely there's a drastic difference between talking to the front of the microphone and the back, and that's a good thing, I think. At least you can kind of hear that. So how do I feel about the microphone? It's super fantastic. How do I feel about the build quality? I'm a little bit worried again about the rocking. So there's rocking that goes like this, and there's actually nothing that can really be fixed about that besides tension. So the elastics themselves are actually quite loose, but I feel like they will tense up when I actually start to put these under, through their paces. Now, the thing I really don't like about the about this setup, I think, is strictly I would say that I wish it came with a windscreen. I don't know why that's like the one thing I want to complain about in the package, because like, I mean, they include a stereo bar, and typically stereo bars are kind of expensive. So it's kind of nice that that's included in the price almost. Typically these things retail for like $700 where I live, if you're to buy them from Long and McQuaid. So that's kind of spectacular. I was able to spend another $300 and get a microphone and a stereo bar basically for free, plus the extra elastics and the extra whatever. So, and plus they stack you with these, like, and they're the double-sided. Oh my god, they're the double-sided kind of adapters. I'm dying here from the little details, but definitely SE, what you guys did very good was there's a lot of confidence behind this microphone, even in the sound. Like, that is like spectacular. Let me turn off the EQ real quick. So I have the EQ completely off, and this is what the microphone sounds like at that distance. Again, there's like a fist between me and the microphone, and a fist between me and the pop filter. And if I were to apply the EQ right now, it's a little bit cleaner. And all it is really is just the typical nasal frequency I have, especially because of this room being untreated. And what happens when I close mic, because, yeah. So, with very simple EQ, and then even with, what's it called, very simple compression, you're able to get a very beautifully sounding microphone for the booth. And I feel like you can really get a lot out of this, not only for voiceover. Like, it sounds actually very great for spoken word, I think, compared to the 5B. And it's so fast. It's such a fast microphone. There's a lot of detail that can be picked up from this. So I can't wait to do recordings with it. So sorry that this is a long video. All my videos tend to be like this. But yeah, so the case, just want to make sure I'm not missing any other things to note. The box is honestly, I think, the worst thing. It leaves a lot of things to be desired. Like legit, there's a lot of residue from the cardboard. I'm just kidding. At this point, there's really nothing wrong with this. The fact that you include a case like this is actually fantastic. And then the foam as well being cut perfectly for the microphones, that's just super cool. And also for the stereo bar too. So yeah, no, I don't think that there's anything else to say about this. And I think you can't go wrong with this purchase if you're looking for a stereo pair of large diaphragm condensers, 4400As. So I'll be definitely using these when I'm at the university, and then I'll be doing a demo of the interface that I have there. I really want to make a video on it. It's just finding the time and also the motivation. It's been really hard lately. So yeah, there it is. ST Electronics 4400As. Honestly, love them already. These sound very fantastic. Vocals are going to be super duper great, and then instrumentals as well are going to be super fun to record. So thanks so much for watching. Let's stop the video now. It's too long.